first, I'm delighted to be joined by the Shadow Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster, Alex Burghart. Thank you very much indeed for joining me this morning. I just want to pick on something I was discussing with Dan Jarvis about the spring statement. This claim the Chancellor has made that British householders will be £500 better off as a result of the budget and the spring statement. Do you think those sums add up?
No one is going to be better off as a consequence of the spring statement, Camilla. It's complete nonsense, right? This figure, I think if it's been plucked out of page 36 of the report, which says if everything goes right, by the end of the Parliament, by the end of the decade, some people will be a few £100s a month better off, a few £100s a year better off. But it doesn't take account of the fact that as of next week, everybody's energy prices are going up, everybody's water bills are going up, train fares are going up, and a lot of people are going to lose their jobs because of national insurance contribution changes. So it's just poppycock.
But Labour are saying this is the economic inheritance they were landed with after 14 years of destructive Tory rule.
Yeah, they would say that, wouldn't they? Fact is
that
the Labour Party inherited the fastest growing... No, it's not, because the Labour Party inherited the fastest growing economy in the G7, and because of the bad choices that Rachel Reeves and Keir Starmer made last year, the economy is now in a bad way. The economy started contracting, and that's even before we get to next month, when these disastrous taxes on businesses come in, taxes on jobs come in, that will mean people aren't hiring, people aren't going to set up businesses, some businesses are going to go to the wall, and some people are going to lose their jobs. You can't have a growing economy if you put too much pressure on business. It's the private sector that grows the economy. No other part of, nothing else does it. And the Labour Party doesn't get that.
OK, so if the Labour Party is doing so badly in government, this means that the Tories are going to have a great local elections in May then?
No, so as you remember, Camilla, because you're a very experienced commentator, that we had a very good local elections 4 years ago, 2021. It was the vaccine bounce, and we had a very unusually good showing. And we expect to slip back from that position. We've obviously got pressure from Reform as well. So look, we're realistic about the local elections, but we'll be taking our message and our argument to the voting public every single day until that point.
But if Reform outperform you, what does that say about the future of the Conservatives?
Let's see how Reform do. They have not been doing as well in the local council by-elections over the past few months compared to their positions in the polls. So let's see how they actually do in a proper campaign. Look, me and my colleagues, we're out to get every single vote we can, and I was out campaigning yesterday and the day before. I'll be going out again on Monday once I've got Mothering Sunday out of the way, and we'll be making the case for the Conservatives.
But why have the Tories given up on Runcorn, seemingly? I mean, I appreciate Reform are the favourites to win that, Labour lagging behind, but it seems as if the Tories won't get a look in. You've just given up on it. Yeah,
well, I don't... We have, I think we're very realistic about our prospects in Runcorn. I don't think we've ever won Runcorn. So
you're not bothering?
But I'm sure that... we'll give it our best shot, but we'll be realistic about it as well.
What's happened to Lord Bamford? He once gave the Tories £3 million. I think in total he's given the Conservatives £17 million worth of donations. And now he's lent one of his JCBs to Nigel Farage for Reform's local election launch on Friday. Have you lost another mega donor?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him. What I can tell
you should know. He gives you a lot of money, doesn't he?
One of the most recent release of donations to political parties showed that the Conservatives under Kemi are considerably outstripping both Labour and Reform. So to date, all of this chat about Reform courting Tory donors, they haven't put their hands in their pocket. People are giving to the Conservative Party and to Kemi, and that's a good sign of confidence.
Have you been getting a load of spam in your email recently? What about random calls? It's really annoying, isn't it? Data brokers are out there collecting your personal information. Anything from your email, your full name, your address, and even your political affiliation. Cyber criminals can even use AI to mimic the voices of friends and family to trick people into sending them money. And it gets even worse. People out there are getting huge loans taken out in their names without even knowing about it. But don't worry, because the sponsor of this video, Incogni, can help. They reach out to the data brokers on your behalf and request that your information is removed from their databases. Incogni continues to make sure that your data is removed automatically from the internet via repeated removal requests. So, how can you get started? Well, step 1, hit the link in the description, create an Incogni account and tell us whose data you'd like removed. Step 2, grant Incogni the right to work on your behalf. Step 3, sit back, relax and watch Incogni work. They will update consistently so you know when your data has been removed. Incogni is risk-free for 30 days, so you can try it for yourself and you'll get a free refund if the service isn't for you. So take back your personal data today with Incogni. Use the code GBNews using the link in the description below and you'll get 60% off an annual payment plan.
Although the public don't seem to share that confidence in Kemi. We've got an Ipsos poll which has revealed this week that when asked who they would prefer as Prime Minister, 28% said Farage, 27% said Starmer, 26% said Ed Davey. Kemi trailed them all on 18%. That's not great, is it, to be outpolled by the Lib Dem leader?
Those polls don't account for the number of people who say don't know, and they also don't take account of the fact that Kemi has, all of those people you've named have been in frontline politics for a very, very long time. Ed Davey was around under the coalition. Nigel Farage has been around for donkey's years. Keir Starmer has been at the front of the Labour Party for about a decade. Kemi has only been leader of the Conservative Party since November, and I have every confidence that as time goes on, you're going to see those figures shift.
All right. Nigel Farage at a lobby lunch this week described the Tory shadow cabinet as a, quote, bunch of stuffy, boring old bastards. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I think he's wrong, Camilla. And I think you probably disagree with it as well, because you know that actually the front bench of the Conservative Party is young, is full of ideas. Kemi had a very good speech that I know that you were at 10 days ago, where she took on net zero and said that we need a new energy policy that is going to drive down the cost of energy for British people, for British businesses, and for British public services. And I think that we're effectively the new show in town. And as time goes on, people will hear that message and realise that we've got the potential. But look, we suffered a big defeat last year, and we know we've got to do a lot of work to win back the confidence and trust of the British people. But we're engaged in that journey.
We'll just apologise for that language. It wasn't mine. It was a direct quote of Nigel Farage's, just to make that clear. Let's just quickly talk about.
It's quite early in the morning for that language.
Well, it's got a certain meaning that is quite
early on a Sunday morning.
Quite straightforward. I've used worse language, Alex, but not on the telly, as you know. When we look at the VAT,
I don't believe it.
When we look at the VAT on private school fees, an interesting revelation. The government has appointed 4 KCs to fight their case against private schools and a parenting group. All of them are privately educated. Meanwhile, we learn that Ellie Reeves, who is a Labour minister and happens to be sister to the Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, thinks that all private schools should be abolished. Do you think that's actually the aim of this Labour policy, just to scrap all private schools?
Yeah, I sort of do, really. I think they definitely don't care about public schools, and they don't care about the children in them, and they don't care about the people who work at them. And they also don't care about the other local schools who are now going to have to take additional pupils without additional money, additional pupils for those schools who close down. We're seeing historic English public schools shut every month because of this disastrous policy. And it's not just bad for the children who are at those schools, it's bad for everyone. So I just, I'm very pleased that the Conservative Party is committed to reverse it.
Yes, I noticed there was a story in the papers today to say that applications to state sixth forms had gone up exponentially because of the policy.
That's right.
One final question. You'll be familiar with this story about the parents on the WhatsApp group being investigated by 6 police officers for questioning school policy. We've now got a Quaker meeting house having seemingly been sort of bombarded by the Met Police because people were holding a meeting there. In general, Mr. Burghart, do you think that the police are using a sledgehammer to crack a nut on freedom of speech while ignoring other significant crimes like burglary, theft and rape?
Yeah, as you would expect, my constituents in Brentwood and Ongar in Essex would much rather that the police were spending their time and precious resources going after burglaries, violent crime, disorder on the streets, than going after people who have criticised their schools on WhatsApp groups. So, I really hope that that the police take this public criticism on board and look again at some of their procedures and priorities.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Alex Burghart, for joining us on GB News.